What's up, YouTube? Don't forget to save, aka Sam, back at you guys with the Tuesday Constitution video. So if you guys want to let freedom ring, hit that like button, leave me a comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell if you want to see more videos about the Constitution. Today we're covering Article 1, Section 8. Now this is kind of a lengthy one, so I'm going to spare you guys like a lot of it because it just some of this just goes on and on. I can sum it up instead of just reading the entire thing out. But just to show you, if you guys want to see Section 8, you guys got a copy of your Constitution, or you can look it up online, I am sure. So basically, it gives Congress, it talks about what Congress has the power to do, like collect taxes, um, and pay debts to provide for the common good, defense, and general welfare. Just this basic stuff. Make post offices and roads and barter with the Indians. It's actually got bartering with the Indians in there. I thought that was kind of cool. Um, but what we're focusing on mainly with this one, like it's got the uniform rule of naturalization, stuff like that, where like what you have to be a citizen and such. This lays this all out. Okay, this is all getting laid. And back then piracy was a thing. It mentions piracies and felonies committed on the high seas and offenses against the law of nations. So there's also letters of marque and reprisal. We'll get to that. Like, it is the most redundant and useless thing in the Constitution, I feel. But that's just my opinion. To raise and support armies. Now this is what we want to get to here. To provide and maintain a navy. These are all things Congress is supposed to do, right? And one of those things that Congress is supposed to do is declare war. All right. So with all that said, that's pretty much the you know setting up the back then militia. Now we're going to talk about militias here too, because it's an important thing. The Constitution mentions militias several times. So I'm going to spare you guys reading all that out. But I just gave you the cliff notes of it there for you guys, because I would have fallen asleep reading it to you, to be honest with you. So I'm just trying to give you guys this, the cliff notes, make this as painless as on all sides as possible. So okay, so let's talk about the military powers that are granted to Congress. Now here's a fun fact for everybody: since the Korean War, Congress has not declared war a single time. In fact, Congress, in the entire history of the United States, guys, put it in the comments. Before I say it, put it in the comments. How many times in the history of the United States do you guys think that Congress has actually declared war? Leave me a comment. I'll give you guys a couple seconds here. Okay, you guys ready? Congress has 5 times in the history of the United States declared war. 5 times. That's it. So, a lot of the Constitution gets ignored, and we just push the Second Amendment, Second Amendment, Second Amendment. We'll get to that eventually, but I don't want to jump the cart in front of the horses there. But my point is that Congress has been stripped of the power to declare war. Let's just say that. And the Supreme Court also upheld the Southern blockade of Lincoln during the Civil War, as he made the claim that the Union was under physical attack, so he didn't need Congress's approval. So I guess in a situation, if we're under attack, say by some other entity of another nation or whatever, that I guess we don't have to have Congress in that instance, I suppose. It sounds like it makes sense. Letters of marque and reprisal. Okay, so it's basically the government's way of hiring it'd be the FBI or CIA or something like that to go out and fight certain crimes. Piracy is the one listed in this one, because back then piracy was a problem. We're not talking piracy. I'm downloading movies on the internet. We're talking piracy on the high seas kind of thing. So that it's not really used much anymore today, because like I said, it's kind of been outdated, I guess. People keep talking about using letters of marque and reprisal, but it just doesn't happen very often. So with that said, I want to get to the militia, because again, people are going to I can't wait. Everybody's going to show up when I do the Second Amendment video that haven't watched any of these other videos, right? Because that's the only thing they think is in the Constitution. Like, they think it's just the Second Amendment and that's it. We can stop reading now. Anyway, a militia, a well-regulated militia, is all able-bodied men between ages 18 and 45. This is from the National Defense Act of 1916, and they also have to be citizens of the United States. Now, the modern equivalent because these are militia were appointed by governors of states and they were ran by the states. So, the Iowa militia would be Iowa, Missouri militia would be Missouri, and so on and so forth. So each state would run its own militia, sort of like the National Guard. That's, the government appoints, and if the federal government, there's a disaster or hurricane or something, they send the National Guard. Based on that, the federal government tells the state, hey, we need, these people here for this or whatever. So basically, long story short, you're not a militiaman. All these people hollering Second Amendment, unless you're a militia and you fall under the definition that's listed as militia, and in this case, a National Guardsman, I really don't want to hear it. That's where I'm at with that. And I know it's not going to be a popular opinion, but you're not a well-regulated militia either. So with all that said, guys, leave me your comment. Tell me I suck. Tell me you disagree with me. That's fine. I haven't even got to the Second Amendment yet, but we will get to it. So with all that said, guys, until next video, love your hobby, and love you back. This should be interesting. Peace.